Hi everyone, it's great to have you back here again. I'm Brandon with the Shelby Township Library. And tonight we're going to be talking about Chromebooks. What they are, where they came from, and are they right for you? So in front of me, you will see we have two laptops. Can we tell the difference? Maybe not. There's some small things, small differences here that maybe the camera will not pick up. But let's get right on into it. Chromebooks seem like they kind of came out of nowhere, but really started in 2011. They are a Google product, and Chromebooks run Chrome OS. Now, what is Chrome OS? Put simply, in 2011, Chrome OS ran Google Chrome, the really popular web browser. In fact, it is probably the most popular web browser online. So, on our Windows, we'll have Google Chrome, that popular web browser. So, is this a Windows laptop? No, it is not. It's a Chromebook. So, a common question is, what can and can it do, and why can I not just make my Windows book a Chromebook? So, 2011, we said it came out. Chromebook runs just Google Chrome. It didn't make too much of a splash. No one was really getting on that Chrome train. It was a really neat operating system. It ran at it required 7 gigs of space versus 35 gigs for a Windows operating system, so it's very small. We could put it on flash drives, we could put it on laptops, we could put it on big desktops. It wasn't demanding. And possibly important enough for how we got here today, it was free. Chromebook's operating system, the Chrome OS, does not have a license fee. To get a Windows 10 license, it's $135 usually. That is what Dell, Samsung, HP, one of those individual companies would have to pay for this laptop. So that's already $135 added to the cost of a laptop. Meanwhile, over here, it's free. Kinda doesn't make too much of a difference in 2011, but now we're fast forwarding to today. Chromebooks are everywhere. We're handing Chromebooks out to children. There is one Chromebook per child in lots of schools. Large organizations and companies, some of the big 3 are all handing out Chromebooks and Chrome suites. It's Chrome, Chrome, Chrome everywhere. And it's really curious, why is it so popular, until we start thinking about it's really lowering the cost at companies. It's also lowering the cost at home. That barrier to getting a laptop is a lot lower with a Chromebook. This guy over here costs about $200. This is a Samsung Chromebook. A Windows laptop costs about, $500 for a good laptop. You can, obviously we've seen them go to $2,000, $3,000. Sky's the limit when it comes with computers. Yeah, so what's going on? Why don't we all run around with Chromebooks? Well, there's some limitations that go with them. A Chromebook, as we said before, runs Google Chrome, the popular web browser, the one that's probably on your computer. But what doesn't it do? Google Chrome, or Chromebooks rather, really need to be connected to the internet to get the most use. Some individuals will say, but Brandon, they've made a lot of headway since 2011, and that is correct. And we can get into the weeds on that one, but really for a Chromebook, internet is really important. The bright side is, since 2011 to today, internet is everywhere. We can stop at any restaurant, grocery stores, your favorite library. some parks, and the internet will be there. So that really takes that limitation away from a Chromebook. Even your phones, the library hotspots that circulate, those all allow the full power of a Chromebook. Now, with a Chromebook, one of the things that can really put a severe limitation on whether or not it might be right for you is the hard drive space. Windows laptops cost a little bit more. It's not always just licensing though. They have larger hard drives, 500 gig hard drives, 1000 gig hard drives, 256 solid state super fast hard drives. Google Chromebooks for $200, you're probably getting like 32 gigs of hard drive space. Plus that's 6-7 gigs taken out of there. So you're probably having like 25 gigs of hard drive space here. And over here, you're probably like 475. Now, what does this mean to you? If gigs does not really mean like much, what does that mean? Over here, you're not downloading video games. You're not downloading really movies to this. This is not really a downloady type device. This is a we're going to surf the internet kind of device. We're going to do things in the cloud device. We're going to keep things up in the internet over here. And this is what a lot of schools and corporations really like about Chromebooks, and a lot of households too. It allows a lot less to kind of go wrong. It keeps the costs low. And it allows a lot of great teamwork. Google Chromebooks use a lot of cloud software like Google Suites, Google Docs, Google Mail, Google Stadia, which is an online video game streaming service. They have their YouTube TV, and all of that is items that we're not downloading to the disk. Windows, on the other hand, is going to have that 500 gigs of space thereabouts on average to download those huge games, to download those huge files, to edit. It's going to allow you to download and use different software, company software, do all your drafting, kind of AutoCAD type of things. You're going to do that on a Windows laptop. Because again, Chromebook is a Google product. It does not have Windows. It's just Google. Where over here, this is the Windows we have been using since the 1990s. So, some things that have kind of happened that again have made Chromebooks really exciting. So much has gone into the cloud. The cloud, again, just to kind of review, it's up in there in the internet. It's servers that are going to be off other side of the country on a different continent. All over the world are these computers that are doing all the heavy lifting. So when this computer, both of them, access the internet, somebody way hundreds of miles off is doing all the heavy lifting for these two. It's really exciting. It makes it so even though this guy does not have the muscle of this guy can still do a lot of the same kind of things because it's borrowing off of its big brother way out somewhere else. So, why wouldn't we just purchase a Chromebook? Because we need to download things, because we don't like Google for reasons, and that's the same reason you may buy this, is because you don't like Windows for some reasons. If we do not want to be in the Google ecospace environment, Chromebook would not be right for you. There's really no way around the fact that this is a Google product. We're not going to be downloading Microsoft Word to it. We're not going to be downloading Microsoft Excel to this. Can we access them in the cloud with a Microsoft subscription? Yes, we can. Is this product going to come free with it? No, it is not. Sometimes you'll purchase a Microsoft laptop, and it's going to come with a year of Microsoft Office or something like that. So, knowing these things that we've kind of talked about, let's talk about how these products could be right for you. We've kind of covered that Chromebooks have some limitations, but they seem kind of a lot alike with Windows, don't they? A Chromebook could be right for you if maybe you want to give a first laptop to a family member, or even pass a laptop on to grandma or grandpa. Individuals that either A, you really kind of want to control what's going on and you want to give training wheels to the internet, Google Chrome has great family options. When you start up a Google Chrome computer, it's going to ask a few questions, and then it's going to ask, who are you giving this product to? Is this for yourself, for a school? Is this for a family environment? These are great questions that maybe you didn't think about when you were going laptop shopping. Also, with having this limited features here of just Google Chrome, if we're giving grandma or grandpa or a family member their first computer, it really kind of limits the confusion. We have a lot going on over here. We have lots of buttons, lots of software and apps, lots of things that come with a Windows laptop that we may never even use. They're incredibly powerful laptops, but what if we're just wanting to log in and check the news, check our email, check Facebook, and that's it? We're not producing any high quality film. We're not even doing schoolwork. Chromebooks can be great for that. If you're a new student or you're a new graduate and maybe money is a little bit limited, but you want to get a nice device that's going to last all through an academic 4-year program, $500 on a Chromebook will go incredibly far. This laptop here is just about $200. It's lasted many years. It's been rugged. It's been through a lot. $500 is going to get you a very large screen. It's going to get you a very sturdy device. As long as the student is using lots of things in the cloud, it's very easy to do APA, MLA editing in Google Docs. It's easy to do citations. You can save the documents from a Google Drive or a Google document into a Microsoft Word or PDF format. And all of that software is free because Google wants you to use their products. To get a Microsoft Word subscription over here, probably going to be another $180. Sometimes you can see some deals online with them. It's kind of a grab bag. There's lots of back to school deals for both of these products right now. But yeah, that would be another great opportunity for Chromebook to shine. Other reasons you might want a Chromebook, just you need something that's going to be a good daily driver, but you only have about $250. Windows software, Windows operating system can work on 4 gigs of RAM. It's kind of tough, it might run a little slow. Just because it can doesn't mean that it's what you really want or what it wants. Windows often looks for 8 to 16 gigs of RAM. That is RAM is the highway space, allowing the information to go back and forth. Since this is only running Google Chrome and some things in the background, it runs really fast because there's not a lot of background noise for this laptop. Other things that maybe you'd want to think about when purchasing laptops is Windows has a lot of longevity. Sometimes you might get what you pay for in the hardware space. That is the hard drive, the RAM, the graphics card, things like that. However, the Windows operating itself is supported for a very long time, notoriously longer than even Microsoft wants to support them. As we hear from like Windows XP and Windows 7, people just don't want to leave their favorite operating system, and Windows does their best to get people to move forward, but also they don't want viruses on your computer. They want you to be safe. Google Chromebooks, or Chrome OS on the other hand, actually kind of has a shelf life from support from the moment the product comes into existence. Not the day you purchase it, but if you look into support for whichever the laptop is, that Chromebook, they're giving about 6.5 years of support for the birth of the laptop. That is when it's entered in Best Buy and into production, entered into Walmart, Target, those kinds of things. When you think about it, our laptops really, how long do we hold on to them? Probably not for 6.5 years, so it's not that scary. But let's say you were passing one down to the family, you had a family friend who gave you their 4-year-old Google Chrome laptop. That support means that in 6.5 years, it's no longer receiving updates, it's no longer receiving protection from nefarious, not doing good people online. You're prone to just being in danger to the day-to-day stuff on the internet. So you can still use it. It's not like it self-destructs in 6.5 years, just that your Facebook experience may not be as safe as you want it to be. Other things that we could cover when whether or not this would be right for you, if you're doing any kind of video editing or you're a gamer, there are lots of ways to get around this, but the ultimate answer is unless you're a tech-savvy person, Chromebook is probably not for you. You'll want to stick with Windows. Let's say that you're interested in beginning coding. Free Code Camp online is very friendly for both of these devices. So if you're doing some coding, people have coded on Chromebooks before, and they've coded on Windows. So if you're just starting to learn, or again, you have a student in the family, both of these can be great. Chromebooks can be great as a media center for your home. So if you have a whole bunch of tablets and things that you're casting and throwing things onto the TV, and you're wanting to do some share screen type things, Chromebooks are great with using with that environment, as long as you're in, again, a Google environment, or if your TV supports casting or throwing images or videos, Netflix, onto that TV. This can be easier than using your TV remote or having to look at your phone and you're tired at the end of the day. These can be great for that. So there's a lot to be covered here, but one of the most important things that we haven't talked about is how they're different. In the beginning, I asked you, can you tell a difference? Do you know which one is a Chromebook and a Windows? When we look at the keyboards, we'll see that this laptop is a little bit larger and this one's a little bit smaller, but ultimately is still the same. We call it a QWERTY keyboard, so all of the alphabet is still in the same place as even back in the typewriter. We will see that we still have these keys running at the top here that do some different things. We'll see that this guy is a little bit smaller. I said that this was about a $200 Chromebook. Sometimes when you pay a little bit more, you're going to get like extra keys, larger screen. So over here, we're going to have a number pad, and that can be really nice. You'll see that we have a larger trackpad over here with a left and a right click. Over here, it's just a trackpad. We do not have a left and a right click over here. Google can still use that left click, right click, but they might be expecting you to hold down some different keys to trigger that. or maybe press with 2 fingers on the trackpad instead. You'll also notice that there's no caps lock on a Chromebook. Instead, they have this search button. Because this is a Google product, it's built around using the internet. They're expecting you to be using this to navigate, do light word processing, but really to jump web pages and things like that. So you'll actually have a physical back and forth button here on for the internet. That is that you went to google.com, you fell down a rabbit hole, you were looking at Lewis Carroll books and you're going through the history, but you wanted to go back 3 pages because there was something neat. We actually have a physical button for that on Chromebooks, which is fantastic. There's no hotkeys, nothing special to press that you might get over here Windows. And again, you have the search button here to just bring up Google and just do a search. And with that, you're also going to have Google Assistant over here. One of the great things about Chromebooks is if you're already in that Android environment, it runs using your Google Mail account. So your Chromebook is kind of talking to your Android phone. You're not really going to get that with Windows. Windows is going to have what's called Cortana. Some Windows laptops are coming with Alexa now, so that's Amazon. You're not finding too much Google Assistant built into a Windows laptop. So if you log in here, if you use Google Voice to communicate with your friends through your Android phone, there's much more synchronization through here. Google calls it Google Sync. And it's a really great feature you didn't know you wanted until you have it in your life. Being able to kind of handle the things that are on your phone and never have to ask, how can I get this picture off my phone into my laptop, really kind of has its benefits when it comes to work productivity, or maybe even making some holiday items and gifts, some personalized items, which we'll be talking about a couple weeks from now when we get to our holiday session. So that'll be something to look forward to. I really appreciate everybody's time, and I know I didn't cover everything. So please, feel free to comment on our social media. Stop by Shelby TV and comment below the videos if you need to. Let me know if you have questions. I'll be happy to help. And if you do decide to purchase a Chromebook or a Windows, the library does offer technology time programming that is 30 minutes to an hour one-on-one. I'd be happy to answer your questions to kind of figure out what's right for you. Or, since you have it, is there something that maybe we can do to make this process a little easier? If you have some hiccups, that's all right. We're all in this together. So thank you, everyone, and I hope you have a great day.